Hi. I'm Bobby. I am a robot cat. Welcome to episode 7 of Community News. 2022 is truly popping off with quite a bang. Is it not? There is quite a lot to unpack, so let us get started. First up. Does anyone recall Radiant Brit's self-proclaimed bestie? Her name is Coley and her channel is titled As Seen by a Subscriber? Well, after quite a humiliating denouncing from Pumpkin Spice Patty, Coley has taken a strange turn on her channel. Aside from her very public support of Callister Cat, she inserted herself into the SS Sniper Wolf situation, giving an absolutely horrible opinion on the matter, which did not age well, as the young girl has sadly passed away in recent days. In the video, Coley takes to her channel to defend the creator, calling the terminal child a effing kid, as well as justifying Sniper pushing the child's request aside, and questioning whether or not the child was truly close to her end of life.
Hey, want to jump on here real quick and talk to y'all about something. I'm pretty sure all of you have heard about the whole Sniper Wolf situation and how she didn't want to go meet up with a child, I think she's about 10 years old, who was passing from cancer. She has to take the time to vet these people. She has a team around her that makes sure she stays safe, right? So why don't we talk about the fact that social media has been a breeding ground for crazy to get close to their favorite people. Those are stands. That's the real stands we should talk about, okay? So why is nobody talking about that? Well, I've seen maybe one person. I know DCP, he touched on it. But other than that, I haven't seen really anybody else touch on it. The only thing I've seen is people making video after video talking about how horrible Sniper Wolf is because she didn't want to go meet a fan that had cancer.
Well, Coley, you yet again do not fail to be one of the biggest pieces of horse turd on the internet. Congratulations. Moving on, the battle of the irrelevant issues rages on. Real Entertainment News has hopped onto Twitter, ban evading yet again considering Twitter removed him quite some time ago. He has now moved his vile behavior to the Bird app. In light of this, T-Spiracy, Roadhog, and side insertions continue to argue over who is less terrible in the situation. After all, they are all behaving quite badly. T-Spiracy is condemning others for name-calling and body-shaming, among other things. While she name-calls, body-shames and speaks of people out of their names. However, a video clip has emerged of Roadhog that is quite damning for his own arguments.
Okay, so they wanted to make sure that there was nothing going on up there.
Which, now his brain ain't never been right, so let's get real quick with that, okay? So this knocks himself loopy. Nah, they just super glued his ass. Now he got a concussion and still act like a jack. I thought he got in a fight first off, but when I heard he was walking backwards and fell face first, I'm like, you dumb. That mother got split. I think he was just being a jackass, walked backwards up, and he deserved the split. And guess what? I can be as mean to him as I want. I can be as mean as I want to him because I pay his bills.
I do wonder when all of them will realize that their efforts to make one creator worse than the other could ultimately cost them all their channel. There is quite a difference between commentary, snark, and utilizing our platforms to engage in ongoing arguments. All while proclaiming one is more, or less, of a content creator. While none of them are creating content at all. Never mind. Lord Farquaad just does not know when to quit. And I am not referring to the rather terrifying northern root of her hairline. Firstly, she has suffered yet another public denouncement from Amy Duggar-King. Amy took to Twitter to say this: sometimes I can be naive and think that everyone is genuinely a good person. But that's not true, and it's a sad world. But it's extremely unhealthy for me to continue to be kind to someone who innocent children and lies for a few clicks. Block the toxic. I haven't tried to enable. I don't have time to watch and read all the time. But once I did, I'm making it known. I'm not always right. I mess up just like everyone else. Nobody is perfect. And I'm sorry I ever went on a stream with her without doing my research. This simple tweet turned into a rage via Catherine. She went on Instagram multiple times, as well text posting. At first, claiming she has no ill will toward the Duggar reject. Then, escalating to claims of harassment and manipulation on the part of Amy. And going further to hint and insinuate that Amy was involved in, or had knowledge of, children within her family. And turned a blind eye due to her want for fame. I will say this again to everyone talking about Amy. The Duggar brand is in the garbage. People in Arkansas are sick of the Duggars. People were calling for boycotts of all Duggar businesses during and after the trial. The Duggar family and extended family are all taking that heat. I will be the damn scapegoat. Fine. Amy can blame me for her bad business reviews, she can accuse me of being toxic, but what she's not telling you is that she's afraid that her connection to her family will cost her her livelihood. Her entire following was built on the show and her affiliation to the Duggars. Now that they are sinking, she is too. Her entire following was built on the show and her affiliation to the Duggars. Now that they are sinking, she is too. It's easier for her to blame the media than to blame her uncle and aunt. Blame Jim Bob, Josh and Michelle for why this is happening. The media reporting on this cult won't stop because you don't want the truth out. If you aren't scared of the truth, stop trying to slander reporters by calling them liars. You know what you've said to the reporters about your family. You know the negative words you've used. You know that when you got backlash, you rolled the damn bus over the reporters and blamed them for your actions. If you didn't want to be reported on, stop being a part of the story. Stop answering questions. Stop talking about it. As long as you speak about it, the backlash will follow. Take a break from social media. If you stand against, stand against. Don't come for people trying to get to the truth. Jim Bob has hurt so many people, including his sister and niece, and they are suffering from his actions. Not the media. I refuse to stand by and allow this kind of continue to happen to children. Be on the side of kids. Not on the side of a game. Wow. Catherine, in a desperate attempt to grasp at new content, then set her sights on Kody Brown of the terrible television program Sister Wives. She has been obsessively posting about the odd and insufferable husband. Making more hints and allegations, this time that he is physically may also be having inappropriate relationships with his stepdaughters. Kody Brown is a violent but weakly verbally, emotionally and spiritually wives on TLC for profit and ratings. Kody Brown has staunchly defended his friend Kyle Henderson, a bishop in their church, who was accused of beating his ex-wife. Kyle pinned his ex-wife Nicole down on the ground and beat her until her entire body was filled with bruises. Kody was going to testify in his trial and he mocked Nicole. Kyle got a slap on the wrist for a beating that her. He should have been put in jail for lit. Sister Wives allowed Kyle to be on their show 2 seasons ago. They made Kyle seem like a good guy. Kyle is a monster. Kody Brown is an abusive narcissist. I have no doubt that he is physically in his homes. Even Robin looks scared this season. I also find it very troubling that Kody is so keenly interested in Robin's children from previous marriage. He pays a lot of attention to her oldest daughters that even his biological daughters don't receive. TLC needs to stop promoting abuse. Men. Violence against women isn't entertainment. Wow. I shall have a more in-depth video on this topic. Nevertheless, when shall this hideous lord of the Adderall, allegedly, suffer any consequence for her dangerous accusations? Let us all hope the Duggars, or the Browns, finally reach their limit. This concludes this episode of your community news. Stay safe out there.